All of the qualifying and semi-final action boils down to 14 drivers in the A final. Adam Drake, the American on pole, hasn't had to compete in the semis, so he's been twiddling his thumbs for a little while. John Hazelwood dominated the second semi-final, and behind him in third, Borja Hernandez did exactly the same in the first. Fourth position is the second American, Greg Degani, and behind him in fifth, Jamie Booth. David Tortorici is in sixth position, and the Spaniard Robert Battle is in seventh. Perhaps a little disappointed with 8th position, Neil Craig, the current two-wheel drive electric world champion. Not so Elliot Boots in 9th position. That's his best starting position of the finals so far. In 10th, Andrew Smolnik got in by the skin of his teeth. 11th, David Crumpton. 12th, Graham also. 13th, hopefully lucky for Lee Martin. And rounding up the 14, Christopher Svensson. And that is the field for the final. A clean getaway, absolutely essential for all these 14 drivers. A little bit of creeping at the back. Up goes the flag, and Hazelwood has a little look at the leader, but comes off worse, and he's been put on his roof, and he's dropping down the field. There's all kinds of carnage. It won't bother Adam Drake, though. The American managed to fend off that attack from Hazelwood and has taken a commanding lead in the first third of the lap. He's already pulling away. We know how aggressive he is on the whoops. Degani, I think, in second place. Yes, so it's these two Americans who are leading it out at the moment, but that bright yellow machine is doing what it has been in all of the qualifying, leading from the front. Degani in second. Quite a good battle for third behind them. Battle Craig, Smolnik and Hernandez are the next cars up, but nobody at the moment can get close to Adam Drake. You've got to give a bit of kudos to John Hazelwood, who had a go right at the beginning, right at the first corner, but that's cost him dearly, dropping down the field. Look at Drake go. He's leaving everyone in their wake. Battle over the rest of the positions, boys. I'm having top step on the podium. And you can see just how fragmented the field has become after that first lap incident. Drake leading. Here's the battle for second, and Degani's got pressure now. That's Tortorici, then Battle. Hernandez is the next car up, and they're almost together, aren't they? And this is allowing Adam Drake to get away through the whoops. Oh, that's very aggressive driving by Degani, but he needs to do it because Tortorici, and for once Battle, who sometimes is perhaps not the quickest over the air, is really closing in. Second, third and fourth, and Battle has a little nibble on the third place driver Tortorici. Tortorici having to defend quite sternly now, but Battle will not be denied. Goes up the inside. Oh, tremendous stuff. Closes the door, and Hernandez has gone through as well. That was lovely driving by Battle, and I would think Tortorici will be smarting from that. Loses 2 places in the space of a couple of corners. Needs to calm himself down a little bit and trying to get after these guys, but he's losing ground. Look, Hernandez pulling away, and there is that Degani who's in problems. Degani in problems on the infield hairpin, so that means Battle now has moved up into second position. Well, all kinds of trouble at the start for some of the fancied men, and there's more problems further down the field. That's Battle again getting involved, and that's Hazelwood, who was rather far down the field after that first lap incident. He has recovered, so Battle, if you'll pardon the pun, has been in the wars. Into the pits now for John Hazelwood, the number 2 buggy, and there's John Dell, his pit man, making sure that he gets very quick service. No need to rush. Very nicely done, I thought that. Yeah, back into the race. Joins in into the midfield. Here's the battle for 4th position. Hernandez, Battle and Craig still at it tooth and nail. And they're coming through some slower traffic as well. That could cause some problems. Distinctive green flash on Hernandez's car there, but I think Battle's through. Yes, he is. And he's just made a mistake, and Hernandez has another little look and spins him out. And he gets contact as well, but Hernandez holds on to it. Well, I wonder if the stewards will be having a look at that. At the head of the field, Adam Drake is disappearing into the distance. Just look at the control he's got. Really flying aggressively over those infield whoops, but still somehow managing to keep control of the car, even when it hasn't got 4 wheels on the ground. Marvellous stuff by the American. Meantime, here is that fight that's going on behind, and Battle has gone back through, you know, ahead of Hernandez and Craig behind him. Yeah, definitely has done. Well, unseen by us, the Spaniard has recovered. Hernandez trying to hunt him down. Craig, third of those 3 cars. There he is, just biding his time. possibly waiting to pick up the pieces. Was that a little mistake? Yes, it was. And Hernandez goes through again on battle, but once again it wasn't clean. And Robert must be just thinking, well, I'm getting a bit tired of this. And he has a go, and he's attacked the man ahead of him, and Craig does go through. There's the leader off. The leader has made a mistake. Well, Adam Drake doesn't normally do that. Just clips the marker pipe on the side and puts it on its head. Now back to that tussle behind. This is the battle for second place. This is Degani. And he's got Hernandez for company, and Hernandez goes down the inside. Well, that was nice and clean, wasn't it? You've seen him be rather more robust than that in some of his overtaking manoeuvres, but no answer from the American that time, and he's losing ground as Hernandez tries to pull away. Coming through to complete another lap. Big slide by Greg Degani. This the battle for second position. And I'm sad to say this, but pit stops must be due soon. It's a shame because these two have been at it hammer and tongs for quite some time. And Degani, oh, great save by the American, has a look down the inside where he was past the lap ago. But the door is firmly closed. Oh, and a little mistake by Degani now. That's left some room for Hernandez just to breathe easier for half a lap or so. The leader in the background there, Adam Drake in the yellow cars. Hernandez does make a mistake. Well, was that pressure getting to him? Degani right back on it now, and they're absolutely together as they finish the lap. And yes, Hernandez goes into the pits. Well, we've got a real battle from the pit crew now, and it's a mistake. Oh, that could be very, very costly. It's taking rather too much time. Big revs, gets off the ramp quickly though. Well, now Hernandez has really got to get the hammer down because there was a slight mistake as he went into the pits. Degani can't be that far away from his own visit to pit lane. Fairly clear track in front of Borja Hernandez though. That may play into his hands. He's got no traffic to deal with, and look, you can see he's pushing. Degani is further around the track. Someone having their own moment in front of Hernandez there, but we've got to keep our eyes on this because the battle for second place is what we're watching. And where's Degani? There's Degani on the left-hand side, just coming out of the pits, and they're side by side, going into the infield. And Degani's held onto it, but only just, and they've touched again. Hernandez once again with a robust manoeuvre, and that's cost him because he's not moving. He's needed help from the marshal, and Degani is sprinting away. The time has expired, so this will be the last lap for Adam Drake. He's dominated proceedings at this meeting, and now he's got one more lap. And bit of showboating was that, or was that another slight mistake by the American? The bright yellow machine has been the one to beat today. Meantime, that's a change of position for second because Greg Degani, who was in second place, the second of the Americans, has just been nipped right at the head by David Tortorici. Well, didn't see how that happened, but Tortorici has fought his way through, and disaster for Greg. He thought second was wrapped up, but he'll have to make do with third spot on the podium. Here's the leader coming round on what effectively is his victory lap. The camera flashes for the buggy, and it's going to be Adam Drake who will take all the plaudits. So in the results then, John Hazelwood, the best of the Brits, in 7th. Andrew Smolnik up from 10th to 6th. What a different story that could have been if he'd qualified better. The two Spaniards in 5th and 4th. Degani third step on the podium. Then Tortorici with a well-judged race. Adam Drake in a class of his own.
Adam Drake, I think it's fair to say, in your own parlance, you owned this meet, didn't you? It was absolutely amazing performance.
Both my vehicles were really good in the main, all through qualifying and the main. They started out good, even in practice, and continued to get a little bit quicker as qualifying went on, and in the main they were excellent, both the vehicles.
You were several laps ahead in both of them, and against a very high-class field. I mean, where do you feel the edge came? Was it your knowledge of this sort of surface?
I think the biggest thing is just the consistency with the jumps. It was really critical where you hit the jumps, making sure you hit the same spot lap after lap. And a lot of the drivers could do the fast lap times, just being able to do it for a long period of time.
So it was definitely worth the